Hi there, my name's Dash and I'm 14 years old, so I'm a bit younger than most of the viewers, but I'm really enjoying Q&A because I get to hear so many different views on important topics. My question tonight is, well, I live in a big-ish family and me and my sisters are very family-oriented. We talk a lot about how global warming will affect our future kids and grandkids to come. So I was wondering what the panel's thoughts were on how global warming will affect future generations' childhoods and how detrimental it will be for their day-to-day life. Also, should I even think about having kids, considering how bleak the future looks?
Amelia, I'll let you go first on this one. What would you say to Dash?
Yeah, Dash, look, it is and it can feel really doom and gloom right now. The reality is that we're already facing the impacts of climate change. We have been for some time, and unless we see ambitious action in the next decade, we're going to continue to. For communities that I work with, in the Torres Strait Islands, communities are seeing their burial grounds being washed away into the ocean, seeing the bones of their ancestors. We all experience the fires. We're seeing remote communities, who are going without water. Like, the impacts are here and now. And, I think in terms of, thinking about your future, I would say, get involved in movements, stand up, be the leaders that don't wait for anyone else. The time is now. Be the leaders that can stand up and give our politicians no choice but to follow.
Yeah, look, and Dash is obviously concerned about the climate impacts. What do you hear from young people in the council area you represent?
Yeah, thanks for the question, Dash. Look, it's critical for us. Our young people are just as invested as any youth across the country in terms of the environment and what's their future. I think from my perspective, we need to make sure that our youth are informed and educated, that they have a full understanding of what this all means. And that can only come from inclusive conversation, education, and we just haven't had that experience.
Chris Bowen?
Good on you, Dash, and my message is there's a bright and optimistic future with Australia as a renewable economy, a renewable country, and exporting renewable energy to Southeast Asia, and young people are going to be big beneficiaries of the jobs created and big beneficiaries of getting this right. Last night in Parliament I read a speech to Parliament written by 16-year-old Jaden Noonan in my electorate, who was passionate about the opportunities for Australia. We can do this, and you're going to be a very important part of it. Please don't let the toxic debate in Australia get you down. We've got a bright, optimistic future as a country. We can be a leader, and we will be a leader with a government that's as good as the people are.
Tim Wilson, I mean, there are studies showing anxiety amongst young people when it comes to this issue of climate change, serious worry. What would you say to Dash and to other young viewers who are very upset and concerned about what the future holds?
Well, we take those concerns very seriously, but to be truthful, I'm not dissimilar to Chris Bowen in the sense that I'm completely optimistic. One of the solutions that's always been present with climate change is the power of technology, both in terms of cost and what it can deliver. And so I think we're going to smash this challenge. I think we're going to meet it very comfortably through the power of technology. Now, some people want taxes and other measures, but I think we can be optimistic about what we can achieve. And to the question that was asked before about should you have, children, of course the answer, yes, you should have children, because I want them to be able to share into the future and the opportunity of what Australia can achieve. Today, I introduced my first piece of legislation, which was to enable offshore wind farms and other electricity infrastructure around Australia's coastline. We're going to meet this challenge very comfortably, and I'm very excited about where it can be and the opportunity we can present for future generations.
Simon, I'll let you go finally on this. Your message to young people worried about where climate change is going to leave them.
Yeah, thank you, Dash, for that question. What gives me hope right now is this community independence movement. If we could just get 2 or 3 more pro-climate, pro-integrity candidates onto the crossbench at the next federal election, we wake up the morning after and we wake up to a very different country. We wake up to a country that can move past so much of what we heard tonight were debates that you could have tuned in to current affairs programs 15 years ago. We get to move past that as independents of the calibre of Zali Steggall, Helen Haynes, Rebecca Sharkey, Karen Phelps before then, get to approach these issues. Now, Climate 200 is supporting those. We have 3,500 members so far. One of them told me recently that this community independence movement is active hope. So rather than sitting at home complaining about what Morrison's not doing or what Labor's target's not high enough or whatever, rather than sitting and complaining about them or the Murdoch media, get involved with local community independence movement, and if there's not one locally, see if you can volunteer for one or help us at Climate 200. 3.5 members so far, $2.5 million in our war chest, and we're going to make a big difference in the next election.
It sounds like quite a pitch that you're making there for the organisation.
Join us.
But beyond, beyond an immediate, I suppose, political campaign to get independence into the House, beyond that, when we talk about what sort of policy is actually required from those who are elected, what needs to happen to give comfort to young people?
Well, take a look at what these independents are trying to do. Zali Steggall just today put up a bill in Parliament to try to stop offshore drilling of oil and gas off Sydney's beaches. Unfortunately, Tim's side of government blocked it. If he was in the House today, he would have voted against it. What gives us hope is think about these independents. Now imagine just 2 or 3 more. They'll have the balance of power.
I think we get the message.
And they will deliver solutions to the problems that Parliament is blocked on right now.